Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. My name is Agustina Guy and I will be presenting this webinar today. As you might know, the topic for today is the A4Q Selenium Tester Foundation. This is a new certification that the A4Q has launched and we are very excited about this and we can wait until you know everything about it. So this webinar is organized by A4Q, the Alliance for Qualification, RBCS, and iSQI. I will talk a little bit about them later on. Let me go through the, well, I say agenda, but the small, how we're going to work today. Well, first there will be an introduction. Then I will talk a little bit, I promise not so much, about iSQI and what we do. And I will introduce Rex Black, who is our expert today. He is having some issues connecting right now, but I hope he will be with us soon enough. And he will, of course, then take the lead and discuss and tell us everything about this new certification, the A4Q Certified Selenium Tester Foundation or a Certified Tester. And a little bit we're going to talk about in general what it is and why it was decided to create a certification such as this one, a little bit about the outcomes or what you can expect if you take this certification. We are going to talk to you about the exam that you, of course, if you want the certification, you have to take. And then about the target audience, I can say, and whether if this certification is actually for you. And we have prepared some questions that we have been asked in the past weeks when we announced that we had this new certification. And then, of course, the floor will be open for questions for you, for everyone who wants to ask something to me or to, of course, Rex, who is the one who is actually the specialist on this. I'm gonna, well, a little bit of a reminder. All the participants are on mute now, so please, if there's something that you wanna tell us, ask us, or say something, there's a box that you can see where you can write a message or a question, and I can read them and redirect there or ask it to whom it's going to. And of course, this webinar is being recorded. So if you have someone who would maybe be interested in it, or you want to hear it again because it was so important for you, then we will publish it on all of our social media and it will be available on our website soon. So I'm going to talk a little bit about iSQI. iSQI is the International Software Qualifications Institute. I will put you in pause for a second until I see what's happening with Rex. Okay, sorry for that. Rex is trying to join again. I think there's some issues with his connection. Hopefully he'll be with us soon. Well, as I was saying, I'm going to talk a little bit about iSQI, about who we are. We are a company that's based in Germany, where I am right now. I'm in Potsdam, Germany, and we also have offices in the UK, Netherlands, and the US. These are main offices, and then we have small offices around the world. If you are interested in one of the offices, or if you want to take an exam or see what certifications that we offer, please contact us. We are the leading global exam provider for all iSQI certifications. We have all the certifications available in many languages. We have also certifications for IREV in requirements engineering, then TMMI. We work with DevOps, USQV, FPOG, Lean Six Sigma, and many more. We have some agile products that are very interesting. If you go to our website, isqi.org, you will see what we have to offer and how you can get certified. And well, we offer different kinds of exams. We do it through paper, or we can do it electronically, or you can go to a Pearson View Center, which is a test center that there are many around the world where you can go and take the exam. Enough about that, and I'm still hoping that Rex is here soon. If not, I will have to gather all my knowledge on Selenium, which is not very much. But yeah, I'm talking about him, Rex Black. Everyone knows who he is. He is the president of RBCS, which is a leading international test consulting training company. And provides services in the US and all around the world. He was the iSQI president from 2005 until 2009. And well, he's currently the chair of the iSQI Agile Working Group, which means he has a lot of work. And so many of you probably have heard about the iSQI launching the new foundation level syllabus, the 2018, and he was the project manager and the technical editor for this update. And I'm sorry, I keep getting emails from him saying that the blue circle is spinning. Hopefully he'll be here soon. Please bear with me. He'll be here. And then he's the author of 14 books and dozens of articles on testing. Okay, I will pause you once again because this is when he starts. I'm very, very sorry about this. Let's hope we can get everything finished and complete right now. Well, sorry about that. Rex is still not with us. Hopefully he'll be with us soon. I'm very sorry about this. So I'm going to start without him. So let's talk about a little bit about the Selenium Tester Foundation. What's the goal? Why we created this? I'm sorry, I think Rex just joined us. Let me see, Rex, can you hear us? Let me see. Well, sorry. I'm still going to continue until Rex finds out how to join us. So, Selenium Tester Foundation. So the idea is that we created a practical training course for those test professionals who need to create Selenium WebDriver tests. So we know a lot of you use Selenium. It's an open source tool, sorry, and so we thought there might be, or there could be a lot of demand for this kind of certification. So that's why we gathered all the people together, we and then A4Q and RBCS and Rex, and so we came up with this really cool certification. So the idea is that participants learn the basics of test automation, some specific navigation techniques, GUI interaction, login reporting, and more. So this course is organized in a 3 days course, which is equal parts lecture, demonstrations, and some hands-on exercises, which makes it very practical. So what are the outcomes? What is expected? The idea is that once you go and you take the course, an official course, if you are a successful participant, you can create and run a Selenium WebDriver test without any supervision. So this course and the syllabus is very practical. So yeah, this is what. Hi, Rex.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Rex. You came here to save me because I was starting to go through your slides on Selenium, and I think it's going very well. Let me go back a little bit. Thank you for joining us. I already presented you, so everyone knows who you are. I mean, everyone knew who you are before this. But yeah, now you can start. And I will stop.
So apologies for the delay, folks. One of the problems of being a professional tester is, of course, you're a bug magnet, and then somehow I managed to find a really serious performance bug and go to webinar. But here we are. Okay, so let's see. So Selenium Tester Foundation in general. So we designed this course to be very practical. We want to make sure that when people leave, they don't just have a conceptual understanding of the Selenium capabilities, but actually have hands-on experience with doing things like creating automated tests and navigating the graphical user interface and interacting with graphical user interfaces on a browser, logging results, reporting information. So it's 3 days, and it's really a lot of hands-on activities and demonstrations of capabilities, followed by an opportunity to try those capabilities out yourself. So you can really expect to walk away with a strong experience in terms of Selenium. Not just, well, I'm familiar with what it can do, but I can't do anything with it. You'll walk away saying, not only am I familiar with what it can do, but I can actually use it to do automation in my workplace. Agustina, can you advance? I don't think I have control yet. There we go. Excuse me. So what will happen once you've taken the course, or on that note? You should be able to, at the end of the course, if you've successfully completed the course and gotten the certification, be able to create and run Selenium WebDriver tests without somebody having to hold your hand. Now, we're not going to claim that you're going to be an expert, but you're certainly going to be, you're going to have enough knowledge to actually start doing Selenium test automation. It's kind of like when you learn a programming language, you know, you learn some basics, you learn Hello World, you learn those sort of things. You know, an introductory programming course, you learn how the variables work and the looping works and decisions work and so forth. That's the kind of thing that we're going to teach you. You're going to know enough to be able to go back to your day-to-day work and start creating automated tests with Selenium WebDriver. And you're also going to learn how to create tests that will be maintainable, which is a big plus, because a lot of times there can be issues with people build tests and they don't really understand maintainable test architecture, and they end up having a real nightmare on their hands 6 months down the line. So we're going to help you avoid those kinds of problems by teaching you how to make tests that are maintainable. Now, in terms of the exam is a standard 60-minute, 40-question, multiple choice exam. We carefully calibrated it so that it will fit within 60 minutes, so you're not going to be rushed for time if you've mastered the materials. The exam is a mix of K1 recollection type of questions, K2 understanding questions, and K3 application questions. So it's roughly of the same level of challenge as, say, the Agile Tester Foundation. It's a little bit more challenging than the standard Foundation 2018 exam. Can we advance, Agustina? Thanks. So, is this something that you should pursue? Well, do you want to learn how to automate using Selenium WebDriver? If you're already a test automator, but you want to learn how Selenium WebDriver works, perfect class. If you don't have test automation experience, but you want to get into automation using Selenium, it's also designed to be accessible to that kind of person. We expect that people have either basically 3 target audiences: no automation experience, but want to start doing Selenium automation; people with some GUI test automation experience, but don't know Selenium, so they want to learn Selenium specifically; and then people who have automation experience that's not graphical user interface oriented, so maybe they've been using a SOAP UI or something like that, and they want to kind of shift over to Selenium. Now, it is the case that it's good to have a general knowledge of basic programming in Python, and be able to navigate a command line and those sort of things. So this is not a sort of introduction to technology course. It's an introduction to the technologies that make Selenium work. Can we move on there? Yeah, great, thanks. So some questions that come up. Somebody says, if you're asking already work with Selenium, is this certification going to be helpful? Yes. One of the things that we tend to find with people when we do training is people who are purely self-taught, who just studied online and so forth. There tends to be things that they will have missed. So this training will help fill in those gaps. Also, the fact that you can pass a certification exam will provide evidence that, yes, indeed, you do know this topic. In terms of international recognition, yes, absolutely. The A4Q certification is supported by iSQI, among other international certification bodies. It's going to have a worldwide scope. In terms of ISTQB alignment and the test automation engineering syllabus, as we work through the development of the syllabus, we were very careful to make sure that we aligned it with the TAE certification. I would definitely say get both. The TAE certification will give you some sort of theoretical and architectural understandings that will help you make your Selenium automation even more maintainable, even more scalable. Now, regarding Python, so questions about why is Python used as Java more useful? Well, the thing to keep in mind about Java is that Java is a full-blown object-oriented programming language, general-purpose object-oriented programming language. Now, I know how to write object-oriented code. I know C++. I remember teaching myself C++ out of Strustrup's book on object-oriented programming, working through all 800 pages of that, and it was tough. And I was already at that time an accomplished C and Fortran programmer, having done that for a living and put myself through college that way, basically. I still found it very challenging to master object-oriented programming. So if we had chosen to use an object-oriented programming language like Java, we would have made it a lot more difficult, a lot less accessible to people who don't have programming experience. Python as a scripting language is much simpler. It's a procedural language, not an object-oriented language, and so it's a lot easier to get your head around if you don't have a lot of programming background. You just have basic, ability to navigate command lines on Windows and Unix PCs. Now, if you say, well, I don't use Python, well, that's fine. Python is a scripting language. As I said, it's a procedural scripting language, and thus it's very similar to other procedural scripting languages like the born in corn shells, like Ruby, like Perl. So the things that you learn how to do using Python, you will then be able to extend over to other scripting languages. So I wouldn't say, oh, that's not going to be something that's applicable. Now, let's say that you are using Java currently and you want to use Java with Selenium. Well, no problem. The things that you learn about Selenium with Python is kind of the route by which we get to Selenium. Those things that you learn with Python will be transferable over to use in a Java type of environment as well. Okay, do we have more? Yeah, this important information. So the first official Selenium course by RBCS is being offered at the STP conference, 21st through 25th of October. Please go to sign up today, where you can find information at rbcs-us.com, and we'd love to see you there.
Tell us where the STP Con is, so everyone knows?
Somebody had to ask, and I was just wondering if I remembered exactly where it was, and now I'm drawing a blank. Sorry. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Google knows. Where am I going? I go so many places, Agostina, that I don't always remember where I'm going next.
I know it's in Arlington.
Pardon me?
Arlington.
Arlington, yes. Washington, D.C. There we go. Thank you. Yes. so it's on the East Coast. Yeah, there we go. Arlington, Virginia, Sheraton. Thanks for that, Debbie.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's in the Sheraton Pentagon City Hotel. So if anyone wants to sign up, there's still some places available. And also, I think the conference is very interesting.
Yes, it's a very good conference.
Yeah, so that's the info. And yeah, something else that we wanted to share is that the syllabus is available in English and as of right now, today in Spanish for self-study. So if you want to start preparing for the exam yourself, if you want to take the exam without taking the course, which is something we actually do not recommend. We find it more that you can have better information if you take the course. The material is amazing, but of course there's still some people who say, yeah, no, I know everything, I want to just go and take the exam. And of course we also offer that option, so you can take the exam by studying the syllabus. Rex?
Yeah, no, nothing to add to that. That was a good summary of it, Agustina. So do we have questions that have come in?
Yes. So everyone, yes. Again, this is the time for ask all the questions that you have. Here we have Henry LeBlanc, who is asking, isn't Java more relevant?
So as I said, the thing with Java is if the course were to be taught in Java, it would make it a much more technically complicated course. Now, it's unavoidable that there's going to be some technical skills required to take a course on test automation. That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. But what we wanted to do when we designed this was to make this as accessible as possible to the broadest audience. So let's make it so that as many people can get on board with Selenium, learn how to use it as possible. So we chose the Python route. Python's very, very well established, very, very popular way of teaching Selenium. There's already a lot of existing materials out there, including online materials. So, we think that we made the right choice there. And also to reinforce the point I made before, what you learn with Python will be transferable over into a Java environment. So it's not like you'd have to learn it all over again. Because remember, the point of this course and the point of the certification is not to teach you Python. It is to teach you Selenium. Python is just a vehicle by which you learn to do things with Selenium. You can do those same kind of things with Selenium using Java.
Exactly. Great. So there are a couple of more questions coming. We have two from Pavel Scrap. No, I hope I didn't mess your last name. I'm sorry if I did. So the thing is, so she's asking, can you please provide questions example, or at least what we should expect? I think it's referring to the exam.
Sure. So the exam questions are, similar to what you would see in a foundation exam or, an Agile Tester Foundation exam. There are multiple choice questions. So you will look at, you'll read the question itself, and then you'll have options, and you'll pick the right answer out of that list of options. I believe currently it's being implemented just using the standard pick one out of four options. So you have a list of four options, you pick one's the right answer.
The multiple choice. It's 40 questions. You have 60 minutes, and it's between four options. You have one that's correct.
Yeah, so it's just the standard. It's the standard ISTQB kind of exam. The learning objectives are, range from K1 to K3, and you're going to, on the K1 questions, be required to remember something about Selenium or about test automation generally. The K2 questions are, the understanding, so being able to cite examples of why Selenium works a particular way, or how it works, or why automation is done a particular way. And then the K3 questions, you'll actually be solving a test automation problem, and they're pretty interesting questions that you'll be asked. So you will find the exam to be challenging. I would encourage you, in addition to taking the class, as Agustina said, read the syllabus and practice the mock exam questions so that you are comfortable when you go and sit down to take it.
Great, thanks. Can you maybe give us some more information and why is it important for you to take a course? I know there are some special tools that were created for this course. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it.
Oh yeah. The course. We're really very proud of it. It's we have a self-contained virtual machine that runs using the Oracle VirtualBox tools. Is a very standard, reliable tool used by companies around the world for this purpose. You download this virtual machine, and it's a complete environment for doing automation. And so what will happen in the course is the instructor explains a concept to you, something about, say, navigating to different kinds of objects on a page, on a browser page, say. And then the instructor will demonstrate that for you, show you how that works using an example on their own system, right? Like, here's some code that allows you to navigate. And then you're going to have an opportunity to actually do that, to actually sit down and automate navigation or other kinds of activities in Selenium. And then when you finish, you'll have an opportunity to discuss your solution with the entire class and with the instructor. So it's a really immersive, hands-on type of course, which, if you've ever learned any kind of programming language or scripting language, you know that that's just it's essential. You can't. It's like you couldn't learn how to play a piano by sitting and listening to somebody explain how a piano works to you. You have to actually sit down and do it.
Yeah, I agree. There's some things you actually need to practice and to learn how to use them. So I think these tools are essential, especially in the courses. So we have some more questions. Well, Federico is asking about where to get the syllabus and maybe some more information. So everything is available right now on iSQI.org website, in RBCS-us.com. If you go to both of our websites, you will see the information. If not, so after this slide, there's another slide where our emails are, so you can contact us for any questions that you have. But you should be able to find the syllabus there. So going back to Pavel, and this is interesting because this is something that Rex, you and I discussed earlier. The thing about some links, some material, resources, books, or information on Selenium. For the audience who doesn't know, so there was a slide for this presentation where I wanted him to give us some hints on where to check, where to find information that could be helpful for this Selenium course. And well, you please share the answer with the audience.
Yeah. One of the things that we found when we were starting to write the syllabus and put the course together was this is a real problem. That situation of getting information about Selenium. So there were books out there that we looked at, and they're all old. They're out of date. So they're describing things as they were 3 or 4 years ago with Selenium. Well, Selenium's been a pretty fast-moving beast. And so, we looked at those books and said, no, really, there's not a lot there. The same with online resources. There's a real lack of quality online resources. So we wrote the syllabus to basically be self-contained. So I think you'll find when you download and read the syllabus, you'll find that the details about how to do what we're telling you need to be able to do, they're in there. So it's quite a detailed thing. As one of the authors put it when we were discussing this topic of online resources, he said that he thinks that the syllabus itself is probably one of the most complete online resources available for Selenium right now.
That's amazing, and for everyone to know. So the syllabus is available for anyone and everyone for free. You can download it. It's a PDF. It's very long. It's very thorough, and it's very well prepared. So it's not something that you have to pay or figure out how to get. All the information is there. So of course, as this certification is new, it's the first certification on Selenium. So we would like the people to refer to this syllabus when they want to find references on Selenium and how to work with Selenium. So I think that's the main idea of why this certification was created, to be the leaders of this Selenium movement or whatever. And yeah, I think that's very important. And of course, as said before, we are available for any questions. And if you also have suggestions, if you think that you have books that you recommend or anything, also please send all the information to us, because we are very open for this. I have another question from Christian. It's about the course and whether it will be available in Latin America, in Colombia. And yes, it will be available soon. So the process is like this. So the program was created in English, and it's being translated into Spanish right now. As I said, the syllabus was translated and posted today into our website into Spanish, and we're still working on some other details, but there are a lot of training providers that are interested in providing this course and this certification. We have a couple from Colombia, so I'm sure you will find someone very soon. Please contact me, and I will let you know where you can take the course. Yes, so, and the idea is that it will be translated into other languages soon. I think German is coming soon, and yeah, maybe something else. But yeah, we're working on it. This is something that's very new. So far, these are the questions. I mean, I summarized some of them because I didn't want this webinar to go very long. But maybe, Rex, you have some final words?
Yeah, I think I would say that we put a lot of work into getting this syllabus and the training course useful for the three audiences that I was discussing before. The people without any automation experience, but who have some technical background, people with automation experience who want to learn Selenium. And they have GUI automation experience, and also people with non-GUI automation experience that want to learn Selenium. So, yeah, I think we've aimed this to be to hit a good broad audience. So I think if you have an interest in Selenium test automation and you have some technical background, you're able to read basic programming and navigate Unix and Windows systems at the command line level. I think you're going to find this a really fulfilling course. You're going to not just understand Selenium, but actually be able to use Selenium. You'll go back to your day-to-day job with proven abilities that you didn't have when you went in, and that's really the goal that we set ourselves. We want this to be not just about teaching people what Selenium is about, but actually teaching people how to use it.
Great. Yes, I think it was very clear what the goal for this new certification is. So I want to thank you, Rex. I'm sorry about the technical issues for everyone. I'm sorry. We try very hard for these things not to happen, but yeah, life is life. So I hope everyone could hear as well. And yeah, so here's all the information you have from us. Contact us. Don't hesitate if there's any question or something you want to know. We are here for you. And again, thank you so much, Rex. And hopefully we'll do another webinar very soon.
Yes, good. Thank you, Agustina. Again, to everybody, sorry about the technical glitches at my side. As I said, one of the risks of being a professional tester is that you're a bug magnet.
Well, I know, but I mean, just hearing you and how clear you are with everything, I think no one cared anymore about that.
Okay, good. I hope that I was able to make up for my tardiness by providing good information.
You did, for sure. Thank you so much, everyone. Remember, so we are recording this and we will post it on our social media and YouTube channels, and it will be on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. So you can go again and listen again to what we did today. Thank you and have a beautiful weekend. Bye.
Thank you.